Yo guys, what up? It's Alex and we are back and we are doing something different today. So we're going to be taking a basically huge look at the PlayStation 3 Phat family. So there's a lot of variants of the PlayStation 3 Phat which range from release, and we're going to be discussing the majority of what I have here today. So we have A01, B01, E01, and G01, which basically was a majority of the family. We are missing H01, I believe, which is basically the second variant of the 80 gigabyte. So we're going to start off with A01, which is known as the 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3, which was released at release, obviously. And this basically was the ultimate PlayStation 3 that you could have. So let me get closer. So we have a memory reader in here, which that's pretty dark. I don't think you guys can see that, but it had a memory reader, 4 USB ports, and full backwards compatibility with PlayStation 2 games, which a lot of people like to call it that, because it had the EE motion chip, which was basically PS2 hardware. Now, B01, known as the 20 gigabyte version of the PlayStation 3, was the non-premium version released at release, and basically this did not have built-in Wi-Fi. It did not have the memory reader in here, as you guys can see. It's not swinging out, and it did have the EE motion chip engine inside it, or I said engine chip, which basically gave it all backwards compatibility for PlayStation 2 games. Now, what's cool with all the PlayStation 3 models, even if it's slim, super slim, they all play PlayStation 1 games, but PS2 backwards compatibility was removed during the Phat's lifespan, which we'll soon discuss kind of how it was kind of removed. So right here we have E01, which is also a backwards compatibility PlayStation 3. So actually, let me pause here. Let me discuss some of the features that B01 and A01 have. I kind of just went more in depth on what hardware-wise. Appearance-wise, A01 looks very identical to E01. It has a chrome trim, a chrome PlayStation 3 logo that stands out, and you can definitely feel it to the touch. Now, B01 has a black trim, which was kind of, the ideal for the 20 gigabyte model. Now, I believe there's actually some chrome trims of it. I don't know. Looking online for these things, I've seen some, but then again, I never knew that. There's just so many Phat variants. It's crazy. But it also has a chrome PlayStation 3 logo. But anyways, getting back to this, appearance-wise, this shares basically the identical appearance to A01, which was released at launch, and this did not have the EE motion chip in it. So instead of running PlayStation 2 games through that, it ran it through basically emulation, which kind of rendered backwards compatibility for the E01 not that bright. Some games didn't run that well. Some games didn't run at all, and yeah. So looking for backwards compatibility, a lot of people usually pick these two consoles, A01 and B01. But E01 does get the job done, and this was the first one I had. I also had the Metal Gear Solid version, which actually worked. This one does not work currently, which we'll discuss the infamous problem that the Phats have. These two don't work, but the originals are pulling through surprisingly. They work perfectly fine. Now we have G01, which is the 40 gigabyte. Which is very similar to the second variant of the 80 gigabyte model, which is basically the twin of this. And yeah, so geez, where do I begin? So the 40 and 80 gigabyte model basically have a matte finished silver and a matte finished PlayStation 3 logo, which you can't really feel to the touch. I don't think you can feel it at all. But it has no memory reader, as you guys can see, and it has 2 USB ports compared to all of these three, which have 4 USB ports. And that's a good sign for PlayStation 2 backwards compatibility, is if it has 4 USB ports. Now, this does play PlayStation 1 games, as I said before, but yeah, some vents are removed right here compared to these three for whatever reason. I don't know why. But yeah, we got a matte finish right here, 2 USB ports, and no backwards compatibility for PlayStation 2 games, which is a big deal. Now, these all have built-in Wi-Fi compared to the BL1 model, which does not. But yeah, is a Phat worth getting today? Geez, I don't know. An infamous problem with these consoles is that they have the yellow light of death, the red light of death, which is caused by overheating, the green light of death, which is the RSX chip going bad and not providing good connection. Yeah, these both have the green light of death, which is probably the hardest fix of them all. But yeah, those two are working fine. Honestly, a lot of people want the backwards compatible PlayStation 3 Phats because they're rare and they play PlayStation 2 games. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. These go bad because of heating cycles and cooling cycles, which basically causes the solder inside these systems to actually not provide a good connection. They start to crack, and yeah, they stop working. That causes the yellow light of death. Now, this basically happens when you're using the console. What I like to do is all these are primarily jailbroken besides this one. Now my Slim downstairs is jailbroken, so what I do is I put PlayStation 2 games in, either one of those two consoles, and I basically copy them onto a USB stick, and I plug them into the Slim, and the Slim running custom firmware, I can play PlayStation 2 games. It runs it very similarly to EO1, but quite lesser than a job. Some games are laggy, and all that, but the Slim gets the job done. So yeah, I definitely feel that if you want to go get a backwards compatible PlayStation, do it. It's definitely cool. If you're gonna get the 80 gigabyte version or the 40 gigabyte version with the matte finish and all that, G and H, I don't think it's worth it. I think you just get a Slim, because a Slim, you can, especially the 2000 series, you can jailbreak them, and these just will go bad eventually. Uh, really the only Phats you would probably want to get are these three. But anyways, that's basically the different variants of it. We are missing the 80 gigabyte variant, or HO1, I believe that's the name. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and peace.